I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Cat odors can be quite a challenge sometimes, especially for sensitive noses. And cleaning the litter box can also take up a lot of your time. With the automatic litter box from Mova, the MeowgicPot LR10 Prime, you'll experience a whole new dimension. You can go a full 15 days without any intermediate cleaning and at the same time create a clean and odor-neutral environment. At the same time, you can even keep an eye on your kitten's health. We'll show you what it all looks like and how it's assembled in just a moment. Assembling the Mova litter box is really straightforward. You don't need any tools and there's nothing to screw together. All the parts simply click together. The side panels, the back wall, the pedal, and the globe chamber. It's all very intuitive, and after just a few minutes, the litter box is fully assembled and sturdy. You quickly notice just how well designed the system is. The interior has a volume of 110 liters, which is really large. Our two cats have plenty of space inside to turn around, dig, and exhibit their natural behaviors. The globe itself is made from a single piece, it's cleanly sealed, and reliably prevents any litter or urine from leaking out. Technically, Mova has packed a lot in here. The safety system consists of a total of 12 protective mechanisms. These include 4 weight sensors, infrared sensors, a radar sensor, and an anti-stuck sensor. The litter box stops immediately if a cat approaches or if anything unusual is detected. This really gives you peace of mind, especially with curious or still young cats. The capacities are also designed for everyday use. The litter chamber holds 6 liters of fresh litter, and the sealed waste container has a volume of 11 liters. This means you can run the litter box for up to 15 days, depending on usage, without having to empty or refill anything. And even though there's a lot of tech inside, it's surprisingly quiet. At around 30 decibels, you can barely hear a thing. That's about as quiet as a whisper. Our cats weren't bothered by the noises at all. When it comes to odor, there are 2 systems. At the top, the air is purified by an activated carbon filter, and at the bottom, the waste is also neutralized by an automatic spray. And if you happen to not refill the neutralizing liquid, the litter box will still continue to function technically as normal. I find that pretty practical because you don't have to constantly keep an eye on it. Overall, the device feels high quality and very well designed right from the assembly stage. You quickly realize that this litter box can really make daily life easier, not just for us, but especially for our cats. We've already assembled the litter box for you. As you can see, it's not a small unit, so it's also particularly well suited for larger cats. It measures a full 80 by 55 centimeters, and included in the box you have an odor eliminator here, a deodorizing liquid, and the matching trash bags are also included. What I also find very, very practical, which is also part of the package, is this litter trapping mat. We'll now show you how to set everything up and how it all works in the app.
To set up the litter box, you'll need the Mova Home app. You can find the corresponding links for iOS and Android in the description below the video. Once you've launched the app and logged in with your account, you just need to tap the plus icon in the top right corner and scan the QR code on the side of the litter box. Then, you just select your Wi-Fi network, enter your Wi-Fi credentials, and follow the on-screen instructions. After about 30 seconds, the litter box will be connected to the app and you're ready to go. On the home screen of the Mova app, I have all the important settings for the litter box right at a glance. I can clean the litter box directly or view the day's records. In the records, I can see the statistics for each of my 2 cats. I can view them on a daily, weekly or monthly basis, and of course I can also switch back and forth between my 2 cats. The number of litter box visits is also displayed directly. In the details, I can see that each of them has been to the litter box twice. Below that, there's a detailed log of all the functions the litter box has performed today. And what I already find really nice here is that it also shows me the current weight for each of my 2 cats. This way you can monitor your pet's health very well. Back on the main screen, I now have the option to access the litter box's functions via the large Input button. And here too, I have some functions with direct quick access. I can start the air purification automatically, which directly extracts bad odors and cleans the air through the activated carbon filter. I can manually spray the deodorizing fluid over the contents of the waste container to further reduce odors. But I have to say, we had no problems at all with odors or anything like that. The system works really well, you can't smell a thing. Below these 2 settings, I have the option to clean the litter box directly. I have the option to empty it or to level it out, meaning to bring the litter back to an even level. What I really like is the empty function. With our old litter box, you had to painstakingly scoop out all the old litter whenever you wanted to clean the litter box itself. With this device, I just click empty and the entire contents are emptied into the box below. I can take out the globe and, for example, rinse it clean with a garden hose in the yard or simply in the shower, making it easy to clean up any messes that might occur. Up in the top right, I have the option to go into the settings. And you can see there are a ton of functions that this litter box offers. Let's go through them one by one. Of course, I can register different pets. In this case, our Millie and our Jury are both already saved. We have a British short-hair cat, 4.6 kilograms, and we have a Siamese cat. The settings here are relatively simple, very precise, and must also be filled out completely when you register a pet. You can also add a photo, of course, and in this way you can always keep track of when the two of them have used the litter box. In the cleaning mode, I can now set how the litter box should generally operate. The automatic cleaning makes sense, of course, because the litter box is supposed to take work off my hands. Especially when I have little time or I'm not at home at all, everything should happen fully automatically. Of course, I can also set cleaning times and specify exactly when the litter box should clean itself using a schedule that I can create individually. There are additional cleaning options further down. Specifically, I can set how long the litter box should wait to clean after the cat is finished. I've reduced the default setting here from 5 minutes down to 3 minutes. This means that when one of my two cats has used the litter box and leaves it again, the litter box detects this and now waits 3 minutes before the cleaning begins. The clear advantage here is that the urine or the waste first has time to clump with the cat litter and can thus be filtered out more effectively. The diarrhea mode is also an interesting feature. With this function, the litter box doesn't clean immediately by filtering everything out. Instead, it swivels the contents, along with the cat litter, back and forth a few times, ensuring that the waste is completely covered by the litter and clumps really well. The advantage of this method, as the name suggests, is that the waste, should it ever be very liquid, is held together very well by the litter and doesn't spread on the walls of the litter box. The Do Not Disturb mode also provides the option to set when the litter box should not clean itself. This is mainly about the noise level. I can basically turn the function on and off here, and of course also set specific times when the litter box should not clean. With device sharing, I can easily share the litter box among family members so that everyone can use the functions on their own smartphone. In this case, the pet's weight is supposed to be monitored automatically. This means that the litter box can automatically distinguish between the two animals based on their weight. It's actually interesting if you have two cats of the same size, or rather the same weight, to see how accurately the whole thing still works. You can activate the child safety lock, but you don't have to. It simply ensures that the buttons located directly on the litter box are no longer active, and everything can only be controlled via the app on your phone. A much more important point are the module settings for the air purifier. Here, I can specify exactly when the air should be purified. For me, the air purification starts at the same time as the toilet's cleaning cycle. This way, bad odors are immediately purified by the activated carbon filter, and the dust created by the cat litter is also safely and cleanly filtered out. By the way, I can adjust the ventilation duration separately. I can activate a quick cleaning, a standard cleaning, or a long-lasting cleaning. However, you should keep in mind that while the toilet itself is very quiet, the fan definitely reaches a volume of 52 to 53 decibels, which can certainly be perceived as disruptive. Below the fan settings, there's also the setting for the odor neutralizer. The liquid is filled into the cat litter box, and as soon as the cats have done their business and the toilet has cleaned itself, the container underneath is sprayed with this liquid. I can set the spray duration, 10 seconds is the standard here, or I can deactivate the entire function. The container under the litter box actually smells significantly less than when you don't use the spray, but it also works without the spray. If you want to save on follow-up costs, you can skip the spray, but then you should clean the litter box more regularly. Speaking of the odor neutralizer, this liquid isn't available in every store, of course, and should ideally be sourced through Mova. For this reason, the Mova app also shows all the consumables along with their remaining usage time. I can still use the air purification filter for another 179 days, and after that, the app would give me a warning that I should definitely change it. I can then confirm this here, and the cycle starts all over again. The same applies to the deodorizing liquid and also the waste bags. Feel free to check below the video, where I'll link you to the Mova shop or the corresponding products on Amazon, so you can reorder the consumables right away. Further down, there are more settings. In the notification settings, I can specify that I want to receive notifications about my cat's health status, notifications about their litter box visits, and also notifications about expired consumables. For my test, I activated all three, and I have to say it works flawlessly. For every litter box visit, I get a push notification sent directly to my phone. However, for long-term daily use, I would deactivate this function, because over time it just gets annoying when a message pops up every couple of hours confirming that someone has used the litter box again. Further down, there are options or settings for warning tones, key lights, and firmware updates, which can be done manually or automatically. And you have a switch to change the weight units between kilograms and the imperial system. Of course, you can also reset the whole thing, and what I find really nice is that the user manual, the beginner's guide, and the cleaning instructions are all stored directly in the app. So you don't need an extra manual, you can try everything out directly through the app.
We've been able to test the cat litter box for a week now. Let's get to our conclusion. As you can see, the litter box is relatively large. This makes filling it much easier compared to other litter boxes. What I also found positive was the disposal of the waste. It works wonderfully and is relatively simple compared to other litter boxes. What's also an absolute plus is that you can, of course, use other trash bags, so anything that's commercially available. What else did you notice?
Well, what else did I notice? Technically, it's an absolute innovation. Numerous sensors detect when the cat is nearby. But what I did notice is that the cats were already very close before the box stopped. With our old litter box, you have to imagine that the box would stop operating from a meter away. Here the cats can get much closer, but I never felt that there was any danger. What else is there to say? The volume will interest many of you. The volume in cleaning mode is very quiet, specified at 30 decibels. I personally find the sound of the litter falling back out of the box, out of the filter, to be much louder than the motor. But what I also want to mention is that the built-in fan, which sucks the air out through the activated carbon filter, is definitely audible. We measured 53 decibels with a phone and it's definitely audible, so it's not something for the bedroom or any quiet room.
Shortly after the cats have left the toilet, you do notice some odors, but not for long. So compared to other litter boxes, it's still all within a reasonable range. And what I might also want to mention is, yes, who is a litter box like this actually suitable for? You have to say many people, or there are many who travel a lot on business trips who have little time. For them, it's definitely well suited. Who maybe also, yes, have many other things going on, maybe also have multiple cats or large cats.
Maybe another note, when I set up the app and registered the animals, our 2 cats, I wasn't just asked about cats, the app also asked about dogs. So if you have a small dog that shouldn't or can't go outside regularly, it's also suitable for dogs. Perhaps to preempt some questions, a thought from my side, what I also noticed is when the cat climbs in here, over the step, it's no problem for our 2 cats. If you have a very old cat or a cat that's not so agile anymore, that could definitely become an obstacle. What I also noticed is when the cat leaves the toilet, our old litter box had its opening at the bottom. With this toilet, the cats don't walk out over the step, they jump straight out. That means you really need this mat that comes with it, or rather, we have our own mat here, otherwise the litter will spread out more widely. And now I think comes the big exciting question. What does this thing cost and where can I get it? Of course, with so much technology, so much volume and so much freedom from chores that you're buying, it naturally has its price. Mova provided us with this device free of charge for this test, and I also received a code from Mova where you can get discounts. Just take a look in the description below the video. There you'll find the links to the litter box, the links to the consumables, and of course the discount codes. And see for yourself what this litter box costs, and feel free to leave a comment below the video. What's your price limit? What are your requirements? What must a litter box like this be able to do? And what interests you about this topic? Leave us a comment. And while you're down there, don't forget to like this video. Exactly, if you enjoyed it and found it helpful, and subscribing to the channel would also be great, of course, if you don't want to miss any of our new and upcoming videos. At this point, I believe we've answered all the questions. Otherwise, just write to us. We'll see you in the next video. Let's see what we have for you then. Take care. Until then, bye.